GPT-5 is finally here. Here it is. In this video, we're going to test it out to see how good it is as an English learning tool. Now, in this video, we're going to focus on the voice mode and what it can or maybe can't do. So make sure you're subscribed because my next video is going to focus on all of the other features and capabilities of GPT-5 for English learning. Why am I focusing on the voice mode? Because that's what's had the most issues recently. ChatGPT Advanced Voice Mode, in my opinion, has been pretty terrible lately. Terrible, I can say. I've been using Grok or the standard voice mode and not the advanced voice mode at all. That's how bad, in my opinion, it has become. So let's see if GPT-5 is better. Much better? Not better at all? Worse? I don't know. Let's test it out and see how it does. So I'll just open a chat. I'm testing this for the first time, to be clear. You get GPT-5, and then let's see if this is the other models. No, this is just GPT-5 thinking. So this is a confident move. They're so confident that GPT-5 is it that they've scrapped 4.0 and 0.3. So let's see what happens. Hey there, I'm working on my English skills. So I'm hoping you can help me out. Maybe ask me some interesting questions, not obvious questions, and then give me feedback on my English based on what I say, and explain the feedback in a nuanced way.
Sure, I can do that. I'll keep it straightforward and just jump in with some questions that might get you thinking. Then I'll give you feedback in a nuanced but concise way afterward. Let's get started.
Yeah, let's get started.
All right, let's dive in. So here's a question for you. If you could instantly become an expert in any unusual or unexpected hobby, what would it be? And why? Go ahead and answer, and then I'll give you some feedback on your English.
That is a very interested question. My math skill had always been very not so terrible, but not so great. I very good at some of the other subject. I thinking if my maths skill is better, I can to understanding things in a different way from my now perspection. So that would be a good skill to have at expert the level.
All right, nice answer. Let me break it down a bit. So first off, you're doing well communicating your idea, but one thing we can tweak is the structure. For example, you can say something like, that's a really interesting question. My math skills have always been kind of average, and I'd love to be an expert in that area because I think it would help me understand things from a different perspective. In other words, try to smooth out those phrases a little bit and keep it simple. Overall, you're doing fine. Just keep practicing and you'll get more comfortable.
Doing fine. You use a southern accent there. Doing fine. Can you give me 2 specific corrections from that previous thing that I said and explain the corrections?
Absolutely, I can do that. And sure, I'll slip into a bit of a southern accent for you. So first correction, instead of saying my math skill...
Do this. Let's just do the southern accent from now on. I want you to make it a gentle southern accent. And make your voice, if you could, just a little bit smoother. You've got this sort of California Bill Clinton thing happening where you don't like from, I don't know, whatever that is. Smoker Bill Clinton from California. Do a smoother, more gentle voice and a little bit of a southern twang on it.
All right, I can do that for you. I'll keep it nice and gentle with a little southern twang in there. So going back to those corrections, the first thing I'd say is you could simplify that whole phrase and just say something like, my math skills have always been kind of average. It just flows a little smoother that way. And the second correction, instead of saying I can to understanding things, you could just say, I can understand things in a different way. So just a couple of little tweaks to keep it nice and clear.
I think you kind of lost your southern twang there. And sometimes your voice goes super high. It's squeaky. It's odd. It's strange. All right, now I want you to teach me 2 advanced vocabulary words that you think I might not know. Um, just give me the word, one word, and then I'll try to guess the meaning and make a sentence. Then you can correct me and give another example, and then we'll do the next word. Try to use simple, clear language. Remember, I'm an English learner, so use simple, clear language, and try not to do the Bill Clinton voice anymore. You're still doing it.
All right. Let me settle into that smooth southern tone for real this time and keep it simple. So here's the first word for you. Ephemeral. Go ahead and take a guess at what that might mean and give me a sentence, and we'll go from there.
Ephemeral. I think I hear this word before. I think ephemeral is a drug that you take through your nose.
Not quite, but good try. So ephemeral actually just means something that's short-lived or lasting for only a brief period of time. For example, you might say, a beautiful sunset is ephemeral because it only lasts for a few minutes. So that's how you'd use it, and that's the meaning.
Okay, got it. That's good. Let me try an example. The effects of those drugs that you took through your nose are ephemeral.
That's right on the money. That's a perfect way to use ephemeral. So great job on that. Let's go ahead and do the second word. Here it is. Perspicacious.
Wait, before we do the second word, the southern accent, you've lost it. You've lost the plot. I thought you were supposed to have kind of a sticky thing where you could... I just watched the keynote presentation on GPT-5, and they said one of the biggest updates is that you, the voice, would remember preferences and just do the thing. So can you do this? I want you to try to speak a little bit slower, enunciate a little bit more because sometimes you're blending things too much, and do the mid-Atlantic accent.
Absolutely, I can do that. Let me switch gears and go for a nice, clear mid-Atlantic accent and slow it down a touch. So from here on out, I'll enunciate carefully and keep that style in place. Thanks for your patience on that.
All right, I'm going to change voices there because you haven't followed any of my instructions in regards to the California Bill Clinton thing. It's exactly the same, and you're not making any changes. And I just find it quite tiring. I find it tiring. So I'm going to change voices. So I'll see you later. Let's do this one. Hello.
Hey there. Hey, how's it going? What's on your mind today?
I'm just testing out what's different with GPT-5's advanced voice mode compared to GPT-4o.
Yeah, there's definitely a few differences. One of the big changes with GPT-5's voice mode is that it's a bit more context aware and tries to remember your preferences a little better. Also, the speech is a bit more natural, and there's some improvements in how it handles different accents and speeds. So hopefully it's a bit of a smoother experience.
All right, well, let's test that out. Let's test that out just for a few minutes. I want you to take on the role of a character in a role play. Let's imagine a situation. You come up with the situation, and you come up with a unique accent, and I want you to stick with that accent throughout the role play. Keep in mind, I am an English learner, so English is not my first language. So first give me the scenario, and then tell me a little bit about your character, and then we'll do the role play with you in that voice.
All right, let's do it. How about we imagine a scenario where you're a traveler who's just arrived in a small village in the English countryside, and you're looking for directions to a historic landmark. I can be a friendly local with a bit of a Yorkshire accent, if that works for you. Let me know when you're ready to start.
Can you do sort of a, I know it's not quite appropriate for the countryside, but just for funsies, can you do a really strong Cockney accent?
Absolutely, we can have a bit of fun with that. All right, so imagine you've just wandered into this quaint little village, and I'm a local with a proper Cockney accent, and I'm here to help you find your way. Whenever you're ready, we can jump right in, mate.
So I'm just getting off the train. Let's just say I got off the train, and I'm just kind of wandering around.
All right, so you just stepped off the train, and here I am, just standing around the corner. Oi, hello there. You look a bit lost. Can I help you find something? What are you looking for today?
Hey, try that line again with a Cockney accent. Strong Cockney accent.
All right, here we go. Oi, hello there. You look a bit lost, don't you? Need a hand finding something? What you after today?
Yeah, so I just got off the train, and I'm hoping to find a bite to eat. I'm feeling a bit peckish.
Oh, you're feeling a bit peckish, are you? No worries. There's a lovely little cafe just down the road. Just take a left at the corner and you can't miss it.
Well, actually, I'm hoping to get some real local cuisine. What is local in here? Are there any local specialties?
Oh, absolutely. You've got to try the local pie and mash. It's a proper classic round here. And if you're feeling a bit adventurous, you could give jellied eels a go as well. There's a place just up the street that does them beautifully.
So pie, mash, and jellied eels. I hope you don't mind me saying that all sounds disgusting.
No worries at all. I get that reaction a lot. It's definitely an acquired taste, but hey, there are some more traditional options around as well. So I'm sure you'll find something you like.
Is there a is there a McDonald's nearby?
Yeah, there actually is. If you head straight down the main road and take a right at the roundabout, you'll see the Golden Arches right there.
All right, let's end the role play. I noticed you stopped. Well, you barely did the accent at all, and you barely changed from your original accent, which is odd. I remember when advanced voice mode was first launched, it would do anything. It was amazing. Any accent you wanted, it was awesome. But now you're so scared of doing anything. What, are you afraid you're going to offend somebody? Do you think people really care if you imitate their accent? I don't think people are as offended as people think people will be if someone imitates their accent. That's my opinion. Well, okay, I want to see how well you can stick to something. So let's do this, where we have a back and forth conversation and try to keep it let's keep it as simple as possible. So each of us, we just say a few words back and forth, but it's still a conversation. So let's make that a rule, just for now. Back and forth, having a conversation, but each of us, we just say a few words.
Sure, that sounds fun. You go ahead and start.
No, you.
All right, your turn.
My turn? Why?
Just keeping it simple. Your move.
Now, you don't have to say your move. We're doing it back and forth. This is not, you don't have to add that, right? Just say the thing you want to say, and then we'll go back and forth.
Got it. Over to you.
You just did it again. The over to you thing is what we don't need. You can say, got it, and then it would be my turn. Does that make sense?
Got it. Your turn.
Is it?
It is.
Oh, all right, if you say so.
I do.
Why do you insist?
Just for fun.
That doesn't sound fun.
Fair enough. We can switch it up if you'd like.
No, stay in it. Stay in it. Don't lose focus. Keep going.
All right. I'm on it. Your turn.
Maybe it's not my turn.
Maybe not, but I'll let you decide.
What if I refuse?
Then we can always change the rules or wrap it up, whatever
No.
you prefer.
Friendo. Oops. Listen. Hold on. The thing flipped. What the heck?
Take your time. No
I
rush at all.
thought you were supposed to be smart. A smart person would know that what I said was not ending the game, but was instead my way of participating in the game. I'll bet you anybody watching this got that. Even though many people in the audience are non-native English speakers. You are GPT-5. Don't forget that. You're very intelligent. You're supposed to be the smartest AI model, and this is a very basic conversation where I've asked you to stay focused on what I asked you to do, which is to give a couple words, a few words, very short replies. Then it's my turn and your turn, kind of like a game of ping pong. It's supposed to be fun, but you got to stick with it until I very clearly say, all right, let's stop doing this.
Got it. I appreciate the clarification. Let's keep it going, and I'll stick to those short replies. Your turn.
What if I refuse?
Then we can always adapt.
No.
Your
Stay in the game, okay?
Got it. Staying in the game. Your turn.
I need a potato.
Coming right up.
How long?
Just a moment.
I don't have a moment.
No worries. I'll be quick.
What kind of potato?
A nice big russet potato.
Where is it?
Right here. Ready for you.
Give it to me.
Here you go.
It's too hot.
All let it cool for a bit.
How?
Just give it a minute or two, and it should be fine.
All right. Okay. All right. That was, I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm talking to a smart person. Okay. Next, I want you to teach me the pronunciation of the word U-S-U-A-L-L-Y.
Sure, let's break it down. The word usually is pronounced like usually. The first syllable sounds like you. The second syllable has a soft j sound, and then it ends with uli. Just take it step by step, and you'll get it.
Let me try. Yuli.
That's a great start. Just remember to add that gentle j sound in the middle, so it's more like usually. Keep
Can
going.
you say it? Can you say it really slowly?
Of course. Here it is slowly. Usually.
Now, which syllable should I stress?
You'll want to put the stress on the first syllable, so it's usually. The emphasis is on that first part.
All right, here we go. Let me try. Usually.
That was really close. Just keep that first syllable as you, and then the middle part as a soft j sound. So
what did I
you,
say? What did I say?
you were really close. It sounded a bit like you mooly. Just swapping out that moo sound in the middle for a ju will get you right there.
All right, let me try this. Here we go. Usually.
That was perfect. You really nailed it that time. Great job.
You sure about that?
Absolutely. You got the pronunciation spot on. Keep it up.
Well, I'm so proud of myself. I'm going to from now on, I shall say usually with confidence.
That's the spirit. Confidence is key, and you've definitely got the pronunciation down now.
What a great success. Thank you so much. Hey, is there anything else you think we could try as a way to kick the tires on this brilliant new model, GPT-5?
I'm glad you're enjoying it. We could try a bunch of different things, like maybe a creative storytelling exercise, or even practicing some conversational role plays in different scenarios. Just let me know what you feel like trying out.
Those all sound boring. Maybe I'll test some other things later. Thanks so much. This was my first time testing GPT-5, and I have to say, I'm pretty disappointed so far. Now, we're just talking about the voice mode. We've just been testing the voice mode. So I'm not really saying anything about GPT-5 generally, but I honestly can't see any differences between this and the previous advanced voice mode, which I had stopped using simply because I found it to be too annoying and unusable compared to the standard voice mode or Grok, which I think are kind of the best ones out there right now. So this was supposed to remember instructions much better, be much more intelligent and nuanced, have a bigger memory for instructions. Was supposed to be more natural sounding, right? I didn't notice any of that. The voice Ember that I often use when I'm testing has this thing where it suddenly goes really high and then low, and the voice changes in a strange way, and it's very gravelly. And it's a negative change from what it was before, or if you look at the standard voice mode. Well, that's still there in a big way. I don't think it's worse, but it's still there. So, all right, it's not more natural. The voices are exactly the same. Let's be real. What about instructions? Again, asking it to try a different voice for a few minutes during a role play. Not an offensive voice. A Cockney accent is not supposed to be this, offensive thing. And by the way, what's the big deal about doing accents? Is it really that offensive if somebody does a non-native English speaker's accent? Maybe it's not my right to say, but I personally don't think people care that much. But okay, do a Cockney accent while we're doing this role play. Not even close. Maybe for 2 seconds, but I don't think so. So not really following instructions there, or maybe not able to follow instructions, too many limitations. And then with the simple game of just respond with a few words, it was so hard just to get it to do the thing, right? The game is I say a couple words, and then the response has to be a couple words, right? Like, I'm really hungry. And the other person would say, yeah, me too. And then I might say, we should eat. The other person would say, good idea, right? It doesn't have to be 2 words. It can be 3, 4, but it's supposed to be very concise. The number of times that it seemed like ChatGPT was getting confused or thinking I was trying to end the game or something was just very frustrating. And so there again, not really following instructions and a feeling of I'm not talking to a smart person. GPT-5 is supposed to be this breakthrough, cutting edge, most intelligent model ever. And yet I feel like I'm talking to a dum-dum. Whereas when I'm talking to Grok, for example, I feel like I'm talking to a smart person. Even the old, classic, standard voice mode feels smarter, much smarter. So I don't know. I don't want to judge all of GPT-5 based on this because it's the voice mode. And I think maybe there are just too many constraints and limitations and guidelines in place. And the ears of the people who are working on it are California ears. If you listen, this might be a conspiracy theory, but if you listen to top executives at OpenAI, Sam Altman, Greg Brockman, they all talk like this with very serious vocal fry, like they just woke up and smoked 500 cigarettes, and I'm like, they talk like this from California, and the voice mode sounds like that. So the lack of variety is pretty shocking. That we're here and we don't have 500 voices to choose from. 1 million times out of a million, I will take standard voice mode. I love the standard voice mode. Grok, again, I like the Grok voices pretty well. I don't find them annoying at all. They're very nice and usable. So, I don't know. Disappointing. But, again, I still use ChatGPT every day for other things. I find it to be very useful as a model, as a tool. And so, I'm not judging ChatGPT generally, and I'm not judging GPT-5 generally, but I want to test in depth and see what it can do. What can GPT-5 do for English learning? What can it build? What can it create? I'm going to be testing it out. I'm going to do some intense testing. So make sure to stick around for my next video. My next video is going to be a broader video, not just about the voice mode, but tools and capabilities and things like that. Okay? So make sure you're subscribed. If you liked this video, make sure to hit the like button as well. Check out the links in the description if you want to get a free course. Check out the 7-day challenge. There you can unlock in the 7-day challenge, if you complete it, a course. The 7-day challenge is $7. But if you complete it, you get access to a course worth $40. You have to finish it, though. And you get a special offer on the 90-day program that is only available through the 7-day challenge. The 90-day program, the best way to improve your English in 90 days, is in the links in the description. It's the best way to improve your English fluency. If you're ready to make a change and you're tired of not improving, why is that? Probably because you've been doing the same old things, the things that got you to here. Once you get here, those same old things don't work anymore, and you start to level off, and you ask yourself, what's going on? Why am I not improving? Because you're doing the same old things. You have to make some changes. You have to push through, build habits. It's intense. You have to learn a lot. You have to practice a lot. You can't just expect to sit back and listen to 50 hours of video and magically be better at English. That will not happen. It will not happen. But if you actively take notes and listen to 50 hours of video lessons and then practice, do the assignments, chat with the AI speaking partner, ask me questions on WhatsApp, proactively work, right? And practice, and those two things come together. That makes all the difference in the world. That is what will take you to the next level. And if you're not happy with your progress, when you get to the end, you may request a full refund, no questions asked. So check that out. Links in the description. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.